Leadership experience requires forced responsibility on your part. If you are unwilling to be responsible for certain things, you will never get into a position where you are making decisions that will affect you and the people around you. Responsibility is incredibly heavy in life and something that also adds a lot of purpose and worth to life. If we do not go through with accepting the responsibilities that are present to us, we're just going to live a meaningless life, and we're not really going to actualize our potential. Leadership experience comes in all different forms. You can be a leader in your family. You can be a leader in your community. You can be just someone that kind of sits in the back but makes sure that everything is functioning properly, right? There's different types of leadership. But leadership experience, period, is required to become a successful person. At some point, you will have to lead a team if you want to accomplish bigger things in life. And that means that you are okay. Not only okay, but you go out of your way to put responsibility on your plate time and time again, even when you've consistently failed at living up to your own standards of upholding that responsibility. That requires incredible resilience on your part and the part of any leader to say to yourself, listen, I'm setting myself up for something that will almost undoubtedly lead to failure, right? But if all of life is a game, my friend, what does it matter if you fail? What does it matter? Because you can just restart or just keep going, right? Leadership experience comes from you saying to yourself that I am willing to take the hits that are required to make me into the person that I want to be. Period. You have to believe that despite failing multiple times and despite not upholding all the things that you want in your head of yourself, that one day you will get there. That is being a leader. Because so many people in society do not have that. Fear of failure keeps people in places that they don't want to be. And I see it all the time. In social situations, people are so worried about what other people are going to think. People are so worried about how this is going to adversely affect their rather tedious and probably not well thought out plans of the future. As a leader, you have to say to yourself that I'm willing to plan, and even if my plans suck in the beginning, I'm willing to plan and get into a situation where I know people that know how to plan so I can learn. How else are we supposed to learn as leaders without a willingness to accept responsibility that is greater than what we're capable of currently? You can't, right? Imagine there's a ledge, right? You have to get up to this ledge and it's above what you are capable of doing currently, right? You can say to yourself at that very moment, you can say to yourself, listen, I am just not going to get that ledge. I'm good. I've done that in the past. I remember going to a creek and there was this ledge that was just high enough to where I had to do a proper, and look at my arms, I have to do like a proper pull up to get up, and then I have to do a lat pull basically, or push to get up, and I couldn't do it. And I said to myself, you know what, this place is really far away, I'm not gonna do it. But I knew that had I decided to myself that I'm gonna go back to that place every weekend, and during the week I'm going to do pull-ups and I'm going to do pushes, I know that I could have made that jump, right? And that comes from years of pushing myself to be slightly better. And we can all do that. In fact, leadership experience is something that every single one of us should have a chance of experiencing once or twice in our life, at least. By virtue of being a human being, you are part of a social society. And there are going to be times in your life where you will be more aware of the answers, the solutions to problems than the cohort around you. And it is your responsibility, both morally and just to yourself, to live a more interesting life, to go and shed light, right? To say, listen, I do know the answer to this. Or I have a pretty good idea of what's going to end up leading to an outcome that all of us are going to enjoy, right? If we don't accept that responsibility of saying we are the only ones in that situation, or we're at least the most qualified ones in that situation to make the argument, to say to other people, hey, this is the most likely way that we should go down a path. If we don't do that, we're not only letting down all of those people, but we're letting ourselves down. Leadership experience is essential in living a successful life. Something that a lot of people are not going to have the time or the fortitude to go out and do. But if you have that, or if you have aspired to do that in your life and successfully done that in your life multiple times, then I'm here to say to you, there is a long road ahead of you. And that road is going to be entirely determined by the amount of responsibility you put on your plate. Now, this is not to say be toxic to yourself. This is not to say don't love yourself in the process. Because I genuinely believe that to be a good leader, you need to understand the human condition. Meaning, you need to understand when you're sad. You need to understand when you need help. And if you don't, you're never going to know how other people feel, right? As a leader, you should be empathetic. As a leader, you should give people the benefit of the doubt as much as you can, as much as you give yourself. I noticed a long time ago that when I get into states of mind that I judge myself really hard, really harshly, the irony is I judge myself to make myself better for society, for other people. But because I judge myself so hard, I end up judging other people that hard. And that's just not fair, right? If someone doesn't have the same leadership experience as you, right? Are you going to berate them for it or try to build them up? It's up to you, right? Do you even think that that's a responsibility of yours? Maybe not. So be it. But that's going to limit your leadership experience. That lack of committing to that responsibility is going to be the very thing that's going to cost you the experience. Victor Wooten, one of the best bass players in the world, one of the greatest musical teachers in the world, in my opinion. He said, as a leader, it's not your responsibility to go down other people's level. It's your responsibility to bring other people up to yours. Bring other people up to yours. What does that mean? Bring other people up to your level of responsibility. Right? And listen, if they can't make it, don't bash on them for it. Okay? If they're just not going to do this, if that's not their thing, it's okay. There is someone else out there that it is their thing. And all of these billionaires and all these strategists, right? The mentality is don't have B players on your team. Don't have people on your team that aren't going to do the things that you're expecting them to do as a leader. Fair. It depends how far you want to go, right? But these same people, I almost guarantee that these same people have at least one person in their life that doesn't quite hit their standards for responsibility, and yet they are still in their life. You know why? Love. The human condition. We require it. We require it. If we can find a place in our heart where every single person around us deserves our love and our compassion, imagine what we can accomplish as individuals. If we accept that responsibility onto ourselves, we're already putting ourselves in a position where we get leadership experience. And if at this point in the video you still don't know why leadership experience is important to you and why it's essential in your life, It is one of the main non-cognitive factors that actually lead to success. Essential to be in a situation where you are in charge of how an entire cohort or how an initiative moves. That is a very powerful position to be in, and very easy to fuck up. But it's fine. It's fine. You having a willingness to go out and do that, right, is a great step. And it's okay if you fail. I encourage you to try again. Try again. Find people out there that you want to be like. Go and model them. Go have a conversation with them. And you'll realize how many times they failed. They probably failed way more than you failed. Straight up, right? There's if any of you play video games, right? A rating system. Okay, there's this concept that if someone plays less games and has a higher rating, right? They're probably just doing things more efficiently. Fine. But experience comes down to literally the amount of games that you play. That's it. And that's exactly what we're talking about. Giving yourself more life experience in this sense literally just comes down to again and again and again and again. Because maybe you're not that person. I'm certainly not that person that gets it right the first time, gets it right the second time. I don't. And I don't want to be that guy. Because frankly, what's the fun in it? Right? Iteration. Again and again and again and again. These videos, I'm almost to 100 videos now, right? I've got a little bit better at talking, sure. Am I going to get much better? Hell yeah. That's the plan, right? And it's okay if I fuck up. It's okay if 5 people watch these things. I'm all right with that. So go and try to put some responsibility on your plate, okay? You might already have a lot. You might be saying to yourself, what the hell are you talking about, man? This is a part of a series of videos where I talk about the non-cognitive variables that are essential to success. And here's another video, one that I did last time. I hope you have a chance to go check it out. Remember, I make these videos to help you actualize your potential. Have a good one. I'll see you over there.